On a rainy evening, the sky hung heavy with storm clouds, casting a shadow over the small town of Willowbrook. The residents, accustomed to the occasional thunderstorm, felt a peculiar unease as the raindrops tapped on their windows like ghostly fingertips. Amid the downpour, a group of adventurous teenagers dared each other to explore the abandoned mansion at the edge of town. Stories of its haunted past swirled like the mist around its decrepit walls. Despite their apprehension, they ventured inside, unaware of the horrors that awaited them. As the teenagers ventured deeper into the mansion, the ancient wooden stairs creaked beneath their weight. Each step echoed through the empty halls, creating an eerie rhythm that seemed to synchronize with the beating of their hearts. Unseen eyes watched their every move from the shadows. Among the dust-covered relics, they found a diary belonging to a former resident, its pages filled with cryptic symbols and ominous warnings. The more they read, the more they sensed a malevolent presence lurking within the mansion, a force tied to a cursed ritual conducted decades ago. A haunting melody filled the air, echoing through the mansion's halls. The teenagers followed the sound, drawn deeper into the heart of the mansion. The melody seemed to have a life of its own, pulling them towards an ancient piano, its keys moving as if played by invisible fingers. In the flickering candlelight, they saw a ghostly apparition at the piano, a woman in a tattered gown, her eyes hollow voids of despair. She played the melancholic tune, her spectral fingers dancing on the keys. The teenagers were paralyzed with fear, unable to escape the ghostly performance. Whispers filled the air, murmurs of long-forgotten secrets and drowned sorrows. The mansion itself seemed to come alive, its walls absorbing the tales of tragedy and despair. The whispers grew louder, drowning out the sounds of the rain, as if the very essence of the mansion yearned to share its dark history. In the dim light, the portraits adorning the walls appeared to come alive. The eyes of the painted figures followed the teenagers, their expressions twisted into malevolent grins. Each portrait seemed to tell a story of madness and murder, leaving the intruders with a sense of impending doom. One by one, the teenagers began to disappear, swallowed by the mansion's malevolence. Their screams echoed briefly before being swallowed by the howling wind and rain. Those left behind felt an overwhelming sense of isolation, as if the mansion itself had devoured their friends. The remaining teenagers discovered a hidden chamber deep within the mansion, a room adorned with occult symbols and sacrificial artifacts. It was the very place where the cursed ritual had taken place decades ago. The atmosphere grew suffocating, and a presence, ancient and vengeful, made its presence known. In the ritual chamber, they experienced terrifying visions, glimpses into the past when the mansion was a place of unholy ceremonies. They witnessed the spirits of the sacrificed, their anguished cries reverberating through time. The teenagers realized they were trapped in a nightmarish loop, forced to relive the mansion's darkest moments. Desperate to escape, one of the teenagers made a desperate bargain with the darkness. In exchange for freedom, they offered their soul to the malevolent force that lurked within the mansion. The atmosphere shifted, and an unholy alliance was forged, sealing their fate with the ancient evil. With the bargain struck, the mansion seemed to come alive with malevolent energy. Shadows twisted and writhed, forming grotesque shapes that taunted the remaining teenagers. The atmosphere became charged with dark power, and the very walls of the mansion seemed to pulsate with an unholy heartbeat. One of the teenagers, weakened by fear and despair, succumbed to the mansion's influence. Their body became a vessel for the vengeful spirit, their eyes turning pitch black as the entity took control. The possessed teenager became an instrument of the mansion's wrath, lashing out at the others with supernatural strength. The remaining teenagers, their numbers dwindling, devised a plan to break the mansion's curse. Armed with the knowledge from the mysterious diary, they embarked on a perilous journey to find the ritual's source of power, a cursed amulet hidden within the mansion. Their path was fraught with traps and apparitions, testing their courage and determination. Upon finding the cursed amulet, Its malevolence latched onto their souls like a leech. Its dark power threatened to consume them, whispering promises of unimaginable power in exchange for their allegiance. The teenagers resisted, their will stronger than the amulet's influence, and they forged ahead with their plan to destroy it. In the ritual chamber, the teenagers confronted the possessed companion and the malevolent force controlling them. A battle of wills and supernatural abilities ensued, shaking the very foundation of the mansion. The possessed teenager, caught between their own consciousness and the vengeful spirit, fought against the entity's control. In a moment of clarity, the possessed teenager resisted the vengeful spirit's influence, allowing their companions to perform a ritual of purification. The ritual, fueled by self-sacrifice and remorse, severed the spirit's connection to the mortal realm. The mansion trembled as the vengeful force was banished, leaving behind an eerie silence. With the malevolent force vanquished, the mansion fell silent, its dark energy dissipating like morning mist. The rain outside ceased, and a glimmer of moonlight pierced the clouds, casting a pale glow on the now hallowed halls. The surviving teenagers, bruised and shaken, breathed a sigh of relief. The weight of the mansion's curse finally lifted. Although the mansion was now free from its malevolent influence, lingering echoes of the past remained. The spirits of those who had suffered within its walls found peace, their anguished cries replaced by a gentle whisper of gratitude. The town of Willowbrook, once shrouded in fear, now bore witness to the mansion's redemption. In the days that followed, the survivors returned to their lives, forever changed by the horrors they had endured. The memory of that rainy evening haunted their dreams, a reminder of the darkness that could dwell within even the most innocent-looking places. Yet they also carried with them a newfound strength, having faced the supernatural and emerged victorious. As the years passed, the events of that fateful evening became a vanishing mystery in the town's history. Some dismissed it as mere folklore, while others whispered of the mansion's true nature in hushed tones. The survivors, now adults, rarely spoke of their ordeal, choosing to leave the past behind. Decades later, a curious historian stumbled upon the diaries of the mansion's former residents, hidden away in a forgotten archive. The diaries revealed the tragic tale of a family torn apart by supernatural forces, shedding light on the origins of the mansion's curse. The historian's discovery sparked renewed interest in Willowbrook's haunted history. Intrigued by the diaries, a paranormal investigator arrived in Willowbrook, determined to uncover the truth behind the mansion's dark past. Armed with advanced equipment and a keen intuition, they delved into the town's archives, piecing together the events of that rainy evening with meticulous care. As the investigator delved deeper, shadows from the past resurfaced, manifesting as poltergeist activity and ghostly apparitions. The mansion, though free from its malevolent force, still bore scars of its haunted history. The investigator, undeterred by the supernatural occurrences, pressed on, determined to unveil the mansion's secrets. During a midnight investigation, the investigator uncovered a hidden chamber beneath the mansion, untouched by time. Within its walls, they found evidence of forbidden rituals and occult practices, suggesting a darker purpose behind the mansion's construction. The revelation sent shivers down their spine, realizing that the mansion's curse ran deeper than anyone had imagined. With the discovery of the hidden chamber, the malevolent force that had once plagued the mansion stirred from its slumber. It lashed out at the investigator, its supernatural wrath fueled by centuries of anger and resentment. The investigator barely escaped with their life, fleeing the mansion's cursed grounds. Terrified and desperate for help, the investigator sought out a renowned psychic medium, hoping to find a way to banish the mansion's lingering malevolence once and for all. The medium, sensitive to the supernatural energies, felt the darkness that clung to the investigator and agreed to assist them in their perilous endeavor. Together, the investigator and the psychic medium ventured back into the mansion, armed with ancient wards and incantations. The psychic medium reached out to the vengeful spirit, attempting to soothe its anger and guide it towards the light. The mansion, sensing their intrusion, fought back with all its spectral might. In a battle of wills and psychic strength, the psychic medium confronted the vengeful spirit. Their minds clashed in a storm of energy and emotions, each trying to overpower the other. The investigator provided support, reinforcing the psychic medium's efforts with their own determination and resilience. With the vengeful spirit on the brink of oblivion, the psychic medium performed a redemption ritual, channeling positive energy to cleanse the mansion's lingering malevolence. The ritual was a delicate balance of compassion and strength, aiming to free both the spirit and the mansion from the darkness that bound them. As the ritual reached its climax, the mansion quaked with supernatural force. The vengeful spirit let out a final anguished cry before dissipating into the ether. The curse that had plagued the mansion for centuries shattered like glass, leaving behind a sense of peace that permeated its very foundations. Outside, the rain that had once been a harbinger of dread now fell with a tranquil gentleness. The storm clouds dispersed, revealing a clear night sky studded with stars. The town of Willowbrook, once overshadowed by the mansion's curse, felt the weight of the darkness lifted, replaced by an atmosphere of serenity. With the malevolence banished, the mansion became a symbol of resilience and redemption. Its halls, once haunted by despair, now echoed with whispers of gratitude from the spirits that had found peace. The town of Willowbrook embraced its newly found tranquility, honoring the memory of the souls who had suffered within the mansion's walls. In the aftermath of the ordeal, the investigator and the psychic medium reflected on the lessons learned. They realized the importance of empathy and understanding in the face of supernatural forces. The experience had strengthened their belief in the power of compassion, showing them that even the most malevolent spirits could find redemption with the right approach. The town of Willowbrook, once a haunt of supernatural fear, became a beacon of hope and resilience. The events of that rainy evening were etched into the town's history, a reminder of the darkness that could be overcome with courage and determination. The mansion, once a symbol of dread, stood as a testament to the triumph of the human spirit over malevolence. The story of the mansion's redemption spread far and wide, inspiring others to confront their own haunted pasts with bravery and compassion. The investigator and the psychic medium, now renowned in their field, dedicated themselves to helping others plagued by supernatural forces, offering their expertise and understanding to those in need. In the quiet hours of the night, the spirits of the mansion's former residents lingered, their presence no longer tinged with anguish. They watched over the town of Willowbrook with gratitude, their spectral forms bathed in a soft, ethereal light. The living might never see them, but their unseen presence was a comforting presence, a reminder of the bonds forged between the living and the departed. With the mansion's curse lifted, the town of Willowbrook experienced a newfound prosperity. Families moved back into once abandoned homes, businesses flourished, and a sense of community thrived. The rainy evening, once a source of dread, was now remembered as the night that brought about a new dawn for the town. There was a belief among the townsfolk that whenever it rained in Willowbrook, it was a sign of the spirit's blessings. The raindrops, once feared, were now seen as a gentle caress from the other side, a reminder of the supernatural forces that had once tested the town's resilience and had ultimately been vanquished by the strength of the human spirit. Years later, a child exploring the attic of a renovated house discovered a forgotten diary hidden among dusty old books. The diary contained the memoirs of one of the mansion's former residents, shedding light on the lives of those who had once called it home. The child, fascinated by the tale, shared the diary's contents with their family, ensuring that the mansion's history would never be forgotten. The bonds forged among the survivors, the investigator, and the psychic medium endured through the years. They remained friends, bound by the shared experience that had tested their courage and compassion. The memory of that rainy evening became a thread that connected them, a reminder of the supernatural mysteries they had unraveled together. One day, a visitor from a distant land arrived in Willowbrook, drawn by the town's reputation for overcoming supernatural adversity. The visitor sought out the survivors, hoping to learn from their experiences. The survivors welcomed them warmly, sharing their story and the lessons they had gleaned from the haunted mansion's redemption. The survivors, once haunted by the mansion's malevolence, became the unofficial guardians of Willowbrook. They mentored others who faced supernatural threats, offering guidance and support to those in need. Their reputation spread far and wide, and people from neighboring towns sought their counsel when confronted by the unknown. As the years passed, the story of that rainy evening became a cherished legend in Willowbrook. The town, once overshadowed by fear, had transformed into a haven of resilience and unity. The mansion, once a place of dread, stood as a testament to the enduring power of hope and compassion. And so, the tale of the haunted mansion and the courage of its inhabitants lived on, a beacon of light in the face of darkness.